Welcome back, thanks for joining us. This week's video is about the veggies that I've been harvesting at the moment, being that we're nearly into winter. There's a few things that need to come out of the ground and mainly sweet potatoes, but I'm down in the pumpkin patch and there's some chickens and roosters that have escaped that are enjoying the pumpkin patch, and they even went into the pig pen. Clearly there's lots of things to eat, but I'm going to have a look at the pumpkins. Time to get some of those out, because we have had our first frost. We've actually had 3 days of frost, which is about nearly 2 weeks later, perhaps a week and a half later than last year. So it's good to note that down so that you can be mindful of your seasons and when it's time to harvest. But now that we've had our frost, I'm going to look and see what pumpkins need to be pulled out. So we'll have a look. I couldn't find two of the chooks, but here they are in the pig pen. Hopefully pigs don't like live chicken. I think they're going to come through. Back you come. I think these two might be girls actually. Hollow pigs. So after a couple of frosts, the pumpkins are looking a little bit sad, aren't they? Well, the greenery on them. So there's a few pumpkins here, and these are Kent pumpkins, but their stalks are still looking pretty green, so not really sure whether I should harvest those. There's a big one over here. It looks like is a big one. Their stalks are still green, but I'm not sure how much growing they're going to do. There's a couple of butternuts in here. Oh, look at this. Not going to win the butternut competition. We call everything here pumpkins, and they're our butternuts. But they should be looking more like this one. And that's still even smaller. I haven't really done very well with butternuts. Better try next year. But I've got quite a few Kents, so I might just keep looking. But I'll pop up the rest of the harvesting that I've done, and it's mainly sweet potato. So enjoy. We're predicted to have a frost this Sunday, so I'm coming into the garden and I'm picking off all the capsicums or peppers. These are little yellow banana peppers, so they're sweet. So we'll pick them all off and we'll chop them up and freeze what we can't eat. So I've got a nice bucket of peppers. Most of them are green and they're just not going to ripen before the frost comes in a few days. A couple of red, a couple of jalapenos, and a few chilies. So we'll put some in the fridge, but we'll freeze some as well. So I got all the peppers off that I could get off, and we're 2 weeks out from winter, so I want to harvest the sweet potatoes. So I've got sweet potatoes in a couple of raised beds and all the totes that I put in and then in the ground. So I'm going to start, it's going to take me a couple of days to do those, but I'll show you along the way what they look like and what the harvest is. And once the frost comes, we'll be getting all the pumpkins in as well. So lots to do before winter. First tote, I'm not surprised. I didn't think I'd get any of this one, excuse the wind. But we've got some in there, the white sweet potato variety. So I'm pretty happy with that actually. We'll keep going. Apologies for the wind. It was so windy yesterday I didn't take much footage, but this is the sweet potato harvest of the 4 little totes so far. And lots of white. Not as many purple, and only one orange so far. I think I only had one orange slip, and hopefully I'll try and get some more next year. But the white ones are nice. They're the ones that have really self-sown, and I took slips from the one in the garden. Hence they grow very well here, obviously. So there are the 4 totes now clean, sweet potatoes out, all the tomatoes. We did get great tomatoes there, so. And there's one left. I'll do that today. Will I do it again? Yes, I will. And I'll try and work out a better watering system. But it's actually nice having them contained in the totes, that you know they're not going anywhere else in the garden bed. So this is the sweet potato that will all be white under there, I'm guessing, because that's where a lot of the slips I've taken for the totes. And this just self-sown from a sweet potato that was left in there last year, which is great. But they do take over, so I would prefer them to be in the totes or the raised garden beds. So, but definitely a worthwhile vegetable to grow. And hopefully I can store them for quite a few months. I have read that the smaller ones don't store for as long, so that we'll eat those ones first. So this last tote was overgrown with lots of sweet potato leaves and vines. And there's a couple, I can see one there, but it's got two big broccoli growing in here and a tomato, so I'm not surprised if it didn't have much room or much goodness to grow. So we'll get those ones out. And we've got some white ones in this bed too, so we'll get them out. So that's the haul out of the final tote. Did I get as much as I thought? No, but given the watering issue, it's understandable. But they're interesting shapes, aren't they, these ones? Sort of round. Don't see those in the shop. You don't often see white ones. So I've got a little bit more to get. I did have to sacrifice the broccoli that was growing in that tote, but the pigs are enjoying. The sweet potatoes in the last raised garden bed finally got some orange ones. So I'll try not to break these and we'll dig them out. The first raised garden bed, they're white ones. So there's a good amount in there. The soil's a lot freer and nicer in these than the totes. So hence why they've grown quite well. So that's the total of the raised garden beds. Start pulling out this big monstrosity. It's massive. First one. I hope the pigs like this. Wow, it's amazing. Little orange one in there too. That one's a bit yucky. Sneaky little ones. This one is wedged in so hard, I'm digging a tunnel to get it out. So that concludes the harvest of sweet potato for 2024. Pretty happy considering the white ones were volunteers that just started growing in the garden because they didn't get them all out last year. Not as many orange ones. I'll try and plant some more of those next year, but some interesting purple ones, interesting shapes. I'll pop some in a warm, humid area, which is supposed to be how you season them off so you get them sweeter, and some I won't. Heaps of greens that the pigs will enjoy, and we're going to give some to the cows too. Just got to fix up this bed, and then we'll even be able to mow the grass around it. So pretty happy with that haul, and we'll certainly plant again. We'll be having sweet potato in everything.
Tanya harvested her sweet potatoes, and I've given some of the salad component of the sweet potatoes to the sheep and the cows. They weren't terribly impressed with it, but the pigs, they just love it. I gave them a handful yesterday and they devoured it, so they won't need feeding for the rest of the day now. What do you reckon, boys? Is that good?
So in this video here, I thought I'd show you some of the white sweet potato, what they look like inside. So I'll just give them a peel and then chop them. So here they are peeled, and inside they have this lovely purple colour. In Australia, majority of our sweet potato, or if you're in New Zealand, Kumara, are orange. So it's nice to have a pointed difference and something a little bit different. So today we'll be roasting these for dinner with some other veggies, but they're very cute. So thanks for joining us, and until next time, we'll see you back on the farm.